Hey, GM fam. Welcome back to another episode of Metaverse Spotlight. Today, we got the one and only Kay in the house. What's up, dude?
Sheesh!
you,
What's
you
up?
always, y'all always bring the energy when Kay's on. I love the thon-to-thons and all the stuff going on in the chat. What's up, everyone? What's up, chat?
Yo, did you hear that air horn?
A little bit. Do it again. Oh, it's real quiet. Maybe it's because it's coming through your mic off of your thing, but I do hear it a little bit. Hell yeah. What up, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in live. We got an awesome show lined up here. We are going to be talking about the gear sets that Kay just dropped, and also hot drops, and a little teaser of, I don't know if he's talked about it with any of y'all yet, but we got a little something else coming up at the end. So, and of course the giveaway. So let's start this off by, just in case people don't know who you are, if they don't know, you're going to tell them a little bit, but they could also go back and scrounge through my archives over on YouTube. I've got at least 2 episodes, I think 2 episodes with you. But give everyone a little bit of intro if they don't know who you are. I'm assuming most people tuning in right now do, but people catching the replay might not. So let's get a little intro and then we'll dive on into everything.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so essentially, yeah, I'm Au24KAY. We have a SANDBOX partner collection called the Golden Community Gears, and pretty much our primary focus is building gear sets for the communities. We have a Twitch community that comes in that collect their sparkles, which is what, my channel points on the stream. And then from there, they can get claims. And from claims, you can use that to commission to get yourself added to like our list for gear sets that are made for the community. And that's pretty much what this collection is about. Every item in this collection is essentially ideated from the community. And so, yeah, that's pretty much what we do. We make gear sets. Lately, we've I've dabbled into game making because I've always kind of wanted to do it, and we're kind of like making mini games now to kind of support the gear sets as well. So that's kind of something new that we've been doing, and obviously we're going to be talking about that. So
heck yeah. Speaking of gaming, you I know you've been working on the Hot Drops game. We are inside of the Hot Drops over on SANDBOX map. I think if you want to drop the link, you can drop the link. Otherwise, I can go find it. But please, everyone, join us in there. I'll pull that up here in just a little bit. Actually, I could just pull it up right now just to show you guys a little teaser. We're hanging out inside, waiting for y'all to join us. So get on in whenever you can, and we'll go explore this a little bit later. But I think first off, let's dive a little bit deeper into this community gear set G4 drop that you got going on. I'm gonna pull this up big screen so people can see it. But I guess tell me a little bit more about. So I heard and I understand what you do with, you got sparkles, and then people earn sparkles by watching your streams on Twitch. Au24KAY on Twitch. Go follow them, tune in, watch them, earn sparkles, win cool stuff. But so when people are tuning in, the people that redeem their sparkles then get to kind of like bounce ideas off of you as you're building these gear sets, or how does that all work? Run us through kind of the process of like how one of these comes to life.
Yeah, sure. So right now, we have a channel point reward for G1 claim, which essentially it's just a claim. All you need is a claim. There's other specifics to the G1, G2, G3, G4 claims, but that's only in regards to like airdrops. But as far as building is concerned, you get a claim by redeeming that on the Twitch channel point. and then you can utilize those claims to get yourself on the community list, which everyone has access to. You can access that on the Twitch chat by doing !SanFam. You can get a list, and then so it's transparent for everybody where we are on that list. Right now, there's some build rates. So build rates are, I believe. See, I forget myself. Give me one moment to look. But rates for like getting yourself onto the list is on my it's on my About Me section, which that's why I have it there, because I forget myself. So the build rate is 8 claims could get you one single gear, like one single piece. So headgear, chest gear, leg gear, arm gear, or sword or shield, right? 24 claim gets you a full set, which is just the 4, which is the headgear, chest gear, leg gear, and arm gear. I haven't had anyone request like shield and sword as like a 6-piece combo yet. So I guess whenever somebody does, I'll have something set up for that. But you see, it's a discounted rate. If you save up your claims, you can get a full gear set versus like just getting one, which is like 8, right? So like so 4 would have been 36, but you get
3 buy 3 get 1 free kind of thing.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So you collect those. Now I also do give away claims as well, like pretty often on stream, whether that's just being there, joining into a raffle, and we're also, which is what we're gonna be talking about with the new, right?
That new.
Yeah, we're gonna try to open it up to more individuals, as like I stream at a very specific time, and I know that everyone can't join in and participate in the stream, right? To collect the channel points, to get the claims and stack those up. It's a kind, it's a lot, right? Especially for the time frame that I stream. So I do want to open it up a bit more to players who aren't able to attend the stream, but they can participate in an event, right, to possibly earn some claims as well.
Do I feel like I recall this, and maybe I'm making it up, so you can set me straight if I am making it up. But do you raise the amount of, or the cost of claims or something along those lines? Maybe I am just making all this up. I feel like
no, you're absolutely right. Yeah,
okay.
we do increase. Excuse me. We do increase the rates every so often, right? And that's mainly just from me observing like how big the list is growing, right?
For sure.
If it's growing at a faster rate than in which I can build, then I'm gonna double it, or raise the rates. Now that's always a conversation though with the community. Before I even do that, I make sure I tell the community, I let them know. If anybody has any objections, like I'm here, like I'm open to chat about it, so it's no big deal. And it's always a discussion, right, with the community, like, all right, I'm gonna raise it this much, and if anybody wants to like negotiate, as a community, I'm always down for that. But I always try to make sure I'm monitoring, the rate in which the requests are coming in versus the rate in which I'm building them out, right? But right now, I'm gonna be more focused on building gears, mainly because I renegotiated with SANDBOX. So we moved into like a different release structure than what it was before. And so now they're allowing 4 gear sets every month.
Okay.
So I'm going to be cranking up this year. So that's why, partly one reason why, like, I wanted to get these games out first, so that way I have these games out. And then maybe I'll build some more later, but my primary focus is shifting back to gears. I just took a moment to, learn some game maker stuff and see if I could build a game, which I did. And it was great. We had a tournament for it, which was cool. Shout outs to Ill Creator who won that. That was pretty intense. And like once we jump in here, you'll see kind of like, you actually visited when it was kind of like in draft. I was kind of tightening it up and just building out the foundation, but now we've gotten to a nice polished version of it. So
I'm excited to hop in, and actually why don't we hop in and start start checking it out while we continue to talk. If anyone wants to join, I'll drop this in the chat. There's the link for you all to join us inside of the sandbox, inside of Golden Hot Drops. And what was I thinking? While I'm switching over here, there we go. So we got G4, which is what dropped right now. That means you have dropped 3 other like collections or additions, or is that what the 4 is for?
Correct. Yeah. So I structured it and pretty much I structured it based off of what SANDBOX allowed me to drop, right, per our prior agreement, which was it was like probably like maybe about like 6 sets every 2 or 3 months, right? So that's kind of how it's been structured. So if you follow me to the gear section here, you'll see here, like, so this was our first drop back in March. So these were pretty much the gear sets they allowed for us to drop. I've also updated this to make it a little bit more intuitive. So now you just have pop up like right next to the G's, and then
nice,
a collectible will be there for you. So you just grab whatever you want and try them on. But yeah, and you could also use these for the games down here as well. Like,
oh dang, I should have put a different avatar on. Oh well.
Oh, you're fine.
none of these are gonna look very good on the fungi, but if you have a normal size, normal looking avatar, these will fit perfectly.
Right. Yeah, these gear sets are made to fit standard avatars, right? Because my main focus is to make available like avatar altering items, right, without actually having them to buy an avatar, right? Because not everyone who hops into the sandbox is very aware of different avatar collections and yada, right? They're mostly wearing like a default avatar, so,
right?
Like I want to have an option to where it's like if they don't want to buy an avatar, right, and stick to one single avatar, they just use their default and then change their avatar's look, right, by putting on these gear sets, right? Because most of these gear sets cover the whole avatar. So,
no, I think that's a really good idea, and it's something that kind of works with the fungi. That works.
That does work.
Hell yeah. I think wearables are going to be huge. I think avatars are cool, and being able to change your actual avatar is dope. But I think wearables are going to be huge. I feel like I said that last time you were on the show too, and you I think you're onto something big here, with doing this, and especially building a awesome community around everything. So it's going to be excited to see where things go. And I mean, they're the coolest looking wearables that I've come across, at least.
Wow, I appreciate that.
I mean, I think the detail and like I don't know, just the way you assemble them, like, and I love that you also add like little animations here and there. Like that's pretty dope. Whatever's floating around this guy. So this brings me back to we were kind of segueing into the game, but I'm glad we're in here and we're looking at the gear sets. This is a good way to do it. So whenever somebody claims, or so somebody buys a claim with their sparkles and then uses their claims to get on the list, and then once they come up and it's their turn, then what happens?
Right. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I didn't get there, but yeah, so
it's all good.
Their turn. They I reach out to them and ask them like, what are your thoughts of a gear set? Like, what is your theme? Send me some inspiration. If you don't have inspiration, at least just give me a general idea, and I can use AI to help me generate inspiration. But we always get feedback from the community as well, and anyone's input is valid, right? But at the end of the day, though, I ultimately leave the last decision to the ideator, right? Because this is their gear set. Anyone is welcome to give suggestions, but it's the ideator I'm going to default to. They're going to have the last say. And over here, where we're at right now, I also have made some very specific gear sets for certain avatars. So we do have that as well, right? This is for Pickaxe Master. this fits very perfectly with the the little dwarves miners.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, so this is something that a collab that Pickaxe Master and I did. Yeah.
And I know you were working on or maybe just finished up something for Touche.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Is that to fit the fungi, or is that so like everyone can be a fungi?
No. Unfortunately, that wasn't
Yeah.
to fit the fungi specifically. This is more for like a standard avatar. Now, if Touche would want something like that, obviously that just would need to be a conversation. I'm happy to do it, but I
Yeah.
would prefer that I would grab a fungi first. I've yet to do that, and I've been just kind of like stacking up sand.
For
But
sure.
but I'm definitely looking to because I want to get a gold fungi. I'm like trying to find a very specific one. But
That
yeah,
makes
so once I
sense.
get one, then I'll reach out to Shay and be like, hey, like, what do you think? I don't want to be like, hey, let me do this, but I don't even have like a fungi to even test, right? Because it helps me to test it too.
For sure.
Mm.
But that's super cool. I didn't realize, so I'm glad you brought that up. That this specific gear set over here is for the Pickaxe Master, and this fits the miners
Right.
perfectly.
The small avatars. Yeah.
Sweet. Obviously, it's not going to fit the new guys that they rolled out, but
No, definitely not.
but that's super cool. I love that idea too. And that's the cool thing about wearables is like there's with these different avatar sizes and like I'm thinking of like cyberkongs. Like none of the wearables are going to work for cyberkongs, but I don't, that'd be a sweet collab if you could figure that out somehow.
Yeah, it just takes trial and error because it's the placement of the gear. You just have to like guess where it would be, or even just put it somewhere and then wear it on the avatar, and you'll see where it's at, and then you just adjust from there. It takes it's a little bit more time consuming, right? Because there's a lot of back and forth between prospect and game maker. Like, I'm not saying that this took me the longest time as far as like that gear set, but it definitely took me a while. Oh, who's this?
I was just gonna say, what is this?
Is that Akeon? I'm guessing it's Akeon. Let me see.
That's you.
You do user names. Oh wait, users.
Yep, it's Ikian. That's awesome.
Yeah. So this area right here, this is the G4 drop, right? Unfortunately, I didn't get to fit in this steampunk one. So this is also part of the reason why like I'm gonna be launching kind of like a new experience, just to kind of like restructure this a little bit, just because of the way that like I had to restructure my agreement with SANDBOX. I want to restructure how I display the gears, kind of based off of that, to make it feel more seamless. Because right now this doesn't make sense to break it out into the different G's, I guess G drops, because like some of them they're like didn't make it, like this one didn't make it, and so I kind of want to reorganize some things. So I'm just gonna take that time to actually launch a new experience, which we'll be talking about here shortly. Touche, what's up?
Yeah, I was gonna say I just saw Touche in the chat. We were just talking about how he just finished up. I don't know. I could probably find it on Twitter or something, but maybe we'll save that for a teaser next time. Oh, Ikion's got.
That's Ikion's gear set.
Actually. Is that his gear set?
Yep, that's Ikion. That's the gear set that Ikion ideated. Yeah, and also cool. One thing I wanted to know about this G4 launch is since it's on Matic, I've been keeping track of all the sales. And eventually what I'm going to be doing is, and this is something I've talked about, but I just had to figure out how I was going to structure it, right? But how I'm going to do it is any sales coming off of G4, like off of the initial sales, before it was just the first month. But now off of all the initial sales of each gear set, I'm going to be donating back 6.9% of the profits to the ideators. So
sick.
Right. So anybody who ideates, whatever profit that we get off of the initial sales of this, initial quantities, that 6.9% of that will be going back to the ideators as donations. So that's what I'm going to be doing for G4. And as soon as we get a bridge for G1 to G3, I'm going to apply that same system to those items. And there's a larger quantity in G1 and G3. Like they were letting us do like 1,000 quantities. Whereas like now on this one, because of their new catalyst system, they're only allowing us to do 50 quantity. So
Okay.
I'm waiting on that bridge to happen so I can get, because right now I feel like everything is on ETH, so it's a little more difficult because of gas. Whereas like Matic is just like instantaneous. Gas
Right.
is like on the pennies. Like, yeah, it's just way easier to manage on Matic.
Yeah, it just makes everything better when you get off of the main net and
Mm-hmm.
just. I mean, gas is the biggest killer, but also
100. Yep.
speed and everything.
Yep.
So okay, so there that was going to be my next question. So you kind of already answered it, but there is 50. Oops, I stole everything but the pants. Um, there's 50 of each of these assets on the marketplace right now,
Yes, currently,
except for
except for
this one.
this, yeah, except for that one. So each one of these, which is actually kind of great because before, each item or each set, right, had like one rare, and they would only allow like I think 200 and something for the rares. So there was like this imbalance of like, like 3 items which were at 1,000 and 1 item which was at like 200. But now they're just like, okay, let's make it all like across the board 50, even if it's a rare. And I'm like, oh, that works for me. Like, let's do it. So now everything is like has a even, pairing, right? So you're more inclined, right, to get the full set. So
Yeah, I like that a lot. This is coming together. I was talking to you, Kay, before we hopped on, and I was just saying how it's getting nighttime out. Did he start
yeah,
the game or something?
yeah, Ikion change the weather. You can change the weather. It's not getting ended out.
Nice. Oh, he's down there. Back to what I was saying though. What was I saying? I was talking to Kay before we hopped on, and it's cool how we've kind of got to see the iterations of what you've been doing and other guests on my shows, the same way where we. I don't remember what the first show was about specifically, but we've kind of like seen your journey as you've kind of progressed and evolved and pivoted, and I mean you continue to pivot. That's what we all have to do at these early stages, but
100%.
it's super cool to see where you're at now compared to like I should go back or somebody should go back and screenshot like a preview or something of what we were talking about back then, and then now what we're looking at, and now you're like you've gone all the way from creating these gear sets all the way to now you've built your own full-fledged game, which I think we should get into next. For those of you that don't know, we're gonna go check it out. Hot Drops is a game that Kay built. Did you build it? I mean, you're building on it before the game jam, but did you build like a version for the game jam that I saw or something like that? I don't remember.
Right. And I can, yeah, and we can talk about that as we're playing, but I want to answer, looks like Whiskeyverse had a question there. Said, cool idea with displaying the gear. Where'd you get the idea? Where did the idea come from? Late to the feast. Sorry, no worries, Whiskeyverse. Yeah, so this has kind of always been like the plan, right? Because it's like, um, funny enough, like if you actually go to my Instagram, I actually have like a reel back from like 2022 or something like that, where I clearly state like, my goal is to create a collection and build games for, like this collection. Um, and that involved like, yeah, displaying the gear set, right? Because it's just all marketing, right? You have a
Right.
game, you
Right.
have some place where people can come hang out, but at the same time, like they can come and just wear these gears and try them on and take pictures with each other, but also utilize the stats right from the gears to play the games. You can do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I wanted to do it. And before like I was able to build myself, Triple F volunteered their services to help me, build an experience, especially for our first launch, which is G1, which is G Classic now. So big shout outs to Triple F, Fred and Ferd. That's who Triple F is. That's my nickname for them. But yeah,
Yeah.
Fred and Ferd. Big shout outs to Fred and Ferd for helping out and volunteering. I did, also like gave them all the assets that I built for those experiences. So they have that, in their arsenal as well. So that was kind of like our, trade off. Like you help me build an
Nice.
experience. I'll give you all the assets within this experience, and you can have it. So, but yeah, like, I've always had this idea of like floating islands with, like that would showcase, right, the the community members, right? So that's kind of what this was. And if you and y'all remember G1, if anybody was there,
Yeah.
pretty much it was like 4 gear sets or 5 gear sets, and everybody had their own island. Like that's how I wanted it. But obviously now we've expanded, right? Like I don't have.
You'd
I
have
only
a lot of
one by
islands in
one.
here.
I only have a 1x1, so it's like I had to like consolidate. And now we're moving into this new experience, which I'll go ahead and announce it. I mean, it's no secret. It's called Hot Trials. Is the next iteration.
Oh boy.
And so we're going to pretty much restructure that, and how the gears are going to be displayed are going to be a little different as well, just because of just how everything is moving, how things are changing. So the whole goal has been to display the gears, but it's just how we're going to display them is you see it's like it's constantly evolving, right? And I'm sure the next time I come on here is going to be something totally different.
Right.
We'll probably have the catalog will be much larger. So like I need to figure out the most optimized and efficient way to display those gears. So
I think it's cool the evolution of what you've gotten to, and I have a question for you that came in the chat.
Yeah.
Which I think is a great question, and maybe you do, and we're just not aware, but maybe you don't. Why don't you have a gear set of your own?
Actually, I do. And Akeon is wearing it right there. It's actually the first quest.
Okay.
For you to collect the Golden Gear Model 1, which I call Golden Gear M1. Akeon is wearing it right there.
Perfect timing.
But the thing is that I'm not like trying to utilize any of the like uncommon, any of the catalysts that like gives you attributes. I'm trying to reserve all of those for the community. So even with this gear set here, like I only use common for this. So pretty much what you use for a prop, right?
Right.
And mainly because like I don't want to use that for myself, right?
Sure.
Pretty much anything that I have in regards to this collection, like I'm utilizing all those for the community members. So yeah. To answer your question, Wildpox, I do have a gear set. It just doesn't have stats. It's more of just for an aesthetic, for a look. Because there's no stats to it, but I do have it out. But I do that for a reason. I'm doing it to reserve catalysts for the community.
So I was speaking of stats, and I see you can click on these. So I was just curious what the different kind of stats are. Does the ideator kind of decide what they want the stats to be as far as like speed or defense or attack, or how does that get determined?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. So I will as soon as I finish the gear, I reach out to the ideator, ask a series of questions like, what do you want the name to be? What do you want the stats to be? Some of the early ones who got the magic stats lucked out because you can't do magic and luck anymore. Like there's only speed, power, and defense right now. So some of the G1 to G3 that has magic and luck. And it's even this, I don't think this has luck anymore. Actually, no. That we were looking to put luck on this one, on the pickaxe one, but it doesn't. Like we had to re-strategize on that. But some of these early gears have magic and luck on them, so like they got lucky coming in, early.
Right.
The gear sets.
I forget what. I forget what. They're doing something with magic and luck. They're gonna like change them all into something else. I think.
I'm not sure, but I think the Pixie play gear has it. If I'm not mistaken.
Which one?
The purple one, I think, has the.
Oh, I ran past it.
Yeah, I don't know if you can view it or not. Did I not set the NFT viewer on this one? Dadgummit.
It's all good. Okay, well, dope, man. I mean, this is super cool. Obviously, if people are watching this, you should definitely go check out all of these. You can check them out, try them on inside of this experience, which we got linked in the chat for you guys, as well as it'll be in the description if you're watching the replay. But let's head on down, because I feel like it's about 9:30.
Just go ahead and just jump down here. It's probably about the easiest way. just jump down and then like pretty much sit into the entrance. Yeah, okay. And then yeah, so there's some portals. What you guys transfer? So run off the side or just jump downwards. But yeah, you'll be in.
Oh.
There you go. Now you're in versus. Good job. But yeah, there's a portal for versus right here. So yeah, this is versus now. It's kind of tightened up. So now it picks a winner, which I think you. I was going to do that, because people were telling me, but then you were like, "Hey," I'm like, "Well, there's more reason to do it." So like, let's do it. So yeah, so like you kind of nudged me in there, but yeah. So pretty much, what this is, I did take out the speed though, because the community mentioned that the speed really doesn't help you in this, and yeah. So I was like, okay. So yeah, so pretty much this is yeah, let's play like a game, and then I'll talk more about like how all this like developed. So go ahead and hit start, and then you just run through the portal on the side that you want. Whichever side. Oh, Ikion's playing. Let's go. You're playing against Ikion. So
all right.
Now you got a timer, 3, 2, 1, and then as soon as go, and you can jump around. The only thing that's left is a power up that allows you to destroy the platform sequentially. So just look out for that. Be careful. Ikion's pretty good.
So it's just like hot potato.
Yeah, essentially.
Kind of.
But it's like whatever side, like whatever platform you land on, the opposite side, which is your opponent's side.
Oh, okay. I was like,
you gotta make sure you're watching your opponent too, because whatever side they hit.
I was gonna say it doesn't seem like it's actually working how I think whenever I played. Oh, he got me.
Oh, you won. No, you won.
Oh, I got him. Yeah. Oh, dope. I love that. That's super cool. I love that.
Yeah, then you can swim forward and drop into the pit, and then it'll bring you back up to here. So just swim forward, like swim into the, there you go. And I'll bring you back
Sick. Up. That's super cool. So I'm recalling whenever I played with in your first little version, your beta version or whatever, like bringing that up, and so like that's cool to see it come full circle and see like how you got the winner to end up like that, and that's super dope. I love it. And I had no idea what I was doing, so
no worries. So like also is what I recommend. Obviously, you don't have to, but what I recommend is looking off to the side, so that way you can see your opponent, leave it that way, and then just jump. So like, there you go. So if you notice, I have invisible barriers to help you. It kind of guides your camera. So keep it like that and just jump. That's the best way, honestly. So
okay.
What your opponent is doing.
That was bad.
It's all good. It's all good.
Short game, but I see what you're saying. Yeah. So keep the camera still, like stationary, pretty much.
Correct. Yeah. It looks like we got an ad running. But yeah, like but essentially this is it. It's we did a tournament about it. I'm just gonna talk about the tournament since all the ads running. It's not too important, but yeah, we did a tournament for this where like people were competing for an epic rocket shoe, right, with 50 something speed, and the way that they entered in was they would have to purchase a common rocket shoe, and that was their entry. So that way, it's like if for example, like if they didn't win, they would still be able to have something cool to wear, even though it doesn't have stats, right? Mainly because like maybe some people like passes and to display on their lands. Like for me, I don't do that. Like I don't put a pass on a land. Like
Thank you. I've been getting so sick of sorry people that are doing passes. I understand the pass, and you're kind of playing off of the alpha pass that SANDBOX was doing, but stop it. Do other things. It can be anything. Like it doesn't have to be a pass. It can be like you just did and explained, like a wearable or just an actual item that people would actually want to put on their land instead of a pass. But I don't know. I guess I see both sides.
No, I see both as well.
But
I'm just saying, like for me
personally,
as a consumer, right? Like I would like something as more of like a memorabilia, right? Like a functional one at that too. You know, I just thought it would be cool, like if someone could, you know, just have like a rocket shoe, you know, to wear. Even though there's no stats, it's still cool, right, to look at. But there's only one person, you know, that actually has it, and that's Ill Creator. Like I made one epic shoe, and only that person has it, and that's Ill Creator. And if you want to try on the rocket shoe, come over this
I was
way.
gonna say, where's this rocket shoe?
So it's on both sides, but I also made like a spectator platform. So if you step over here, you'll
Hey,
notice.
before we do this, I see, and we're like 20 minutes out before
Okay, no worries.
we're gonna be wrapping up. Do you want to drop the link for the form?
Oh yeah.
So I see like Bert needs to go to work and stuff, just
All right, Bert.
so that we can hook Bert up, get him included, and everyone else can start filling that out, and we can drop it again a little bit, like 10 minutes or so from now too. But yeah.
All right,
Perfect.
yep, there's the Google form and the link. Just fill out your Twitch username and your crypto wallet address, and I'll do a raffle and choose the winner, and I'll send it off tonight because it's on Polygon, baby.
Hell yeah. That's so rad. And what are people going to be winning?
Pretty much any gear set of their choice, whatever they want,
Sick.
whichever one. Yeah, so like it's either a full gear set or just that one epic bulldog headgear.
The bulldog headgear.
Whichever
Gotcha.
one you want. Yep.
Dope. Well, I'm excited to see what somebody picks. So these are the rocket shoes then, right?
Yep, those are the rocket shoes, and you put those on, and then you can also what I have is in this area you can actually like run up on it, and if you feel like you're flying. So let me put that on. So where's the feet? And then I put on the rocket shoes. Actually, I actually still have the epic because I was the creator, which is cool. But yeah, so you just run up here, and it's like you're floating. Watch.
That's sweet.
So it looks really cool with the shoe combo, right?
It does. Oh.
Yeah, there's an area that you will fall though. So just run back to the teleport, which is the versus to the right. There you go. Right up in that G. Hit that G spot. Crap.
Hey.
I wonder if anyone's ever like caught on to that. I never like said it, but I'm like, you gotta hit the G spot, you know.
Well, now you did.
Well, yeah, now I did. I just wonder if anyone ever made that connection. But no, well, neither here.
Well, now I will never not make that connection. So. But dude, this is super cool. How is this happening? I'm confused at what's going on here.
There's an invisible wall right here, and you have to like set it at a certain angle, which is 35 degrees.
Oh, so we're like slowly sliding down. Okay.
You're slowly falling down. But if you keep pressing up, though, it kind of keeps you in the same space. And if you like go diagonal and jump, it'll apparently like make you keep going up. So it's just a certain angle of invisible platform.
Gotcha. That's super cool.
But yeah, 35 degrees. If anybody else wants to do this, like that's what that is.
35 degrees. Mm-hmm. Little tidbit tip. Mm-hmm. Very cool. Tell me a little bit about your game making journey. What was that like? Had you done much as far as like game making inside of the sandbox? I'm assuming nowhere else, but maybe.
No. Yeah, no. I do have like a programming like background, right? So like, like object-oriented programming, essentially. I feel like that's what this is. You can look that up. It's just pretty much how they structure certain codes will adhere to a certain type of like structure and system, which object-oriented programming is one of them. And that's kind of like my strong suit.
Okay.
So like I kind of always knew that like I would get into Game Maker and I'd be okay, but I just didn't know how to build assets. Like I've never touched a 3D modeling program or anything like that, right? Like
you figured that shit out.
Well, it took me a lot longer though. Like it took me like a year and a half or 2 years to really hone in my skills, but also not just honing my skills, but like hone in a certain like style. Like
I was gonna say, you have your own style, and I fuck with it.
Right. So like that's what I was like looking for is, like once I realized I could like angle like VXMs, I was like my brain like blew up. Like it expanded so much. I was like, holy, okay. So now I'm going from pixel, like 3D pixel, to low poly, right? Like,
right.
And
That's what
that's kind of like
when I connected those dots too, I was like, damn, so this isn't gonna just be Minecraft. Like
right.
it is pretty much low poly. I mean, it is low poly.
And then if you look at the world, it's like everything is kind of like that, right? Like I try to make sure like everything looks low poly, other than obviously the structural blocks, right?
Right.
But it's like a mesh of like that Minecraft look with like that low poly look. But like but now I feel good, right? I feel good in my asset making abilities. Then I was like, all right, well, yeah, like let's jump into Game Maker, see what we can do. And yeah, like I think I like started like early November, late October-ish, like probably like right at that, like right into November. And I've only been doing it from November till um like now, which is February.
It's like 4 months ish.
4 months ish, yeah. And I feel like I understand it.
Yeah. What was the journey like? Because I'm doing like basic streams over on the Sandbox, helping people learn the basics of Game Maker, and um, I I mean, I'm very much a beginner myself with the
Mhm.
Game Maker, so I love picking people's brains about
Of
like
course.
what. And you're at such like an early stage that this actually will be kind of cool. Like, what do you remember? Like some of the hurdles or stuff that like maybe didn't make a whole lot of sense in the beginning, and then things started to click, or like I don't know, just like anything that
Sure.
pops in your head that maybe would be helpful for somebody that is a beginner, and maybe I'm throwing like a lot at you,
Oh, I got you.
or maybe something that would help people that are hesitant about getting inside of the Game Maker because they're nervous that they're not going to be able to figure it out or something.
Yeah,
Um,
no worries.
Roll with
Um,
it.
I would say obviously I say obviously, but game jams, right? I think game jams are great because it gives you a goal, like an end goal, and there's a
Hmm.
timeline. Now, I don't operate really well under timelines and goals,
Same.
like so I've kind of stayed away from it. The only reason why I did this one is because I already had a game in mind, which it was Hot Trial. So I'm gonna now kind of talk a little bit about Hot Trial. But what I would recommend is like think about a game that you want to build, right? Like the full on game, and then piecemeal it, break it down to its most simple most simple components, and then work on that, and then slowly build up to what you want, right? Like Hot Trials was eventually the game that I want to build. I wanted to build some kind of like Fall Guys, with their platforms where like you would run around and it would disappear randomly, but I wanted it to be more interactive, which is why like my platforms are more player reactive. You trigger it, but I wanted to be like a versus thing. So Hot Trials was like the end goal, but then I like broke it down because the thing is like Hot Trials is such a large scale game. Like I didn't want to invest the time to make to build a logic, and it didn't work. So what we
Right.
did was if you run down here and go look at hot drops, you'll notice that like if you look at it, it's you see it's like just it's a simple like what's that 5 by 3. Yeah, so it's like a 5 by 3, so it's like 15 blocks. And I just wanted to test out triggering, like player triggers of like each platform. I was like, okay, once I like realized like the logic structure and how to build that, then I was like, okay, now I want to do it versus like I want it to where you step on it and it triggers on the other side.
Hmm.
So that's why if you come down this way, then yeah, you get into hot drops versus,
Where'd you
which is
go?
yeah, I fell to the
Oh,
bottom
gotta go down.
right here. Yep, and then you come here now, so you
Oh,
see
God.
it's very similar in the sense of like the platforms, but now it's like one side versus the other, right? So I
Yep.
like moved it up an iteration to like, okay, now that I know that I can get my platform to trigger to do this effect, blah blah blah. Now like made it like expanded it a little bit more out to this, and then after that, now that's when I did the game jam, right? Which I already had that idea in place, and I knew that the logic worked. Which that's why I felt confident in doing it, because now it's just a matter of rinse, repeat, and just putting in the time. And because it gets tedious, like doing all those messages. I had about like over like 1,500 logic assets, sending out like 4 messages a piece, like
Right.
you can do that math. That's a lot of messages.
That's more than my brain can count. So yeah.
So what I would recommend is just first just have a goal, a project, right? That's the easiest way to like get yourself started, right? And if you feel like the project is too big, like draw it out and then break it down to like its most simple components, and then just build that, and then slowly expand on it. Because you'll eventually get to your goal, right? As long as you're building, right?
Exactly. That's really good advice, and that's kind of what I've been leaning into, is just like picking one concept inside of whatever game we're trying to build, and figuring out how to really elaborate on that one concept, which is exactly what you just explained and showed, is that, and then you start to evolve that concept into the next thing, and then eventually you'll run into something that is different that you haven't figured out. So then you just focus on figuring out how to do that one thing, and
you
then
just
you
need
can
a
start.
catalyst, right? That's
Exactly.
really what it is. So I guess pun intended, because SANDBOX.
We all need catalysts, but
What's up,
but
Pickaxe?
Pickaxe Master, what up?
But yeah, so that's like, I guess that's like my overall, like, if I could have like a blanket message, like that's what I would say, is just like pick a project, pick a goal, pick a overall game that you want to do. If you feel like it's too big, break it down to its most simple components and just build off of that. Because once you do that and you like succeed, it's only going to keep driving you to want to keep expanding it. I'm big on like, just what is so this is Japanese philosophy called Kaizen, right? It's making small incremental changes to affect the whole, right? Like that's like a philosophy that I live by.
Yeah.
Like as long as I'm doing something and it's working towards my goal, like I will focus on that, because I know my end goal will be achieved if I continuously make progress. So one step at a time, brick by brick, however you want to state it, right?
Kaizen.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. We got about 8 minutes left. If you want to drop the form one more time,
Will do.
And drop the form one more time, and then talk a little bit more, if you got anything more that you want to talk about, for hot trials.
Yeah. So hot trials, this would be perfect. So I'm not gonna talk much about it, because I'm still like sorting out kind of how everything is gonna work. But essentially, the gist is, for anybody who isn't able to like make the streams, collect the sparkles to get the claims, I want to do hot trials as a way to be able to collect sparkles and get claims in the game. But the thing is that it's going to be a very large amount. So you're gonna need maybe 1,000 sparkles, I'm guessing. That's kind of like a rough number right now, based off of me talking to the community. Some people are saying 2,400. Some people are saying like large numbers, but it's probably gonna be around 500 or 1,000, right? So you can opt to do it yourself, and if you do, if you collect all 500 or 1,000 or X amount of sparkles, right, you're gonna get a chance to get 5 claims. Which, if you collect that, screenshot it, send it to me, tweet it, tweet about it, then I'll add that into the sheet, so that way you don't have to, come to the stream. Now, you can also opt to work together, right? Like bring in a group and like collectively help each other collect. But then you have to share the claims, right? Like y'all decide that. But this is where like I feel like this is like the social experiment part, is like, what if somebody rolls in and like doesn't want to help you, right? Like, because the way that the hot drops is works, somebody could easily get on the other side and just run circles all over the place and just make the whole platform disappear. But then what if like, like someone drops you and they go in and take your claim? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's where it's like the social experiment part comes in. And I'm trying to tread carefully there, because I don't want to like aggravate too many people, but at the same time, like, I want to leave it open. Like, I want people to decide like what they want to do. But I feel also like this would allow for groups of people to decide like, okay, maybe we should go during this time. If there's someone already there, well, we'll have to come back next time, at a different time. Like, it'll kind of spread it out even more, because it's like, if you start going in a high traffic time, then you're really like competing with each other.
Right. Yeah. I could see all kinds of fun little like clan battles almost, or clan wars. starting over
Yeah,
this.
yeah, and then and then collectively you can all be like, hey, if we get these sparkles, like we can commission a gear set from K, like, and then just
Right?
one person has to represent, right?
Yeah.
So,
No, I think that's a super cool idea. Do you, as far as like the game concept goes,
mhm.
do you want to just give a quick little overview of what that is? Like what can people expect as far as like the gameplay?
Yeah, of course. So it's similar to what you're looking at here, like Hot Jobs Versus. It's just that the playing field is a lot larger. It
Okay.
is like a 10 by 10 on each side. So and it's not spaced out like this. Like you can literally run through the whole thing. And
Okay.
then there's also power ups, like speed power ups that you can collect. Because speed power ups makes more sense in that arena versus this one, because the speed kind of messes your jumps up when you're here in versus.
Mm.
But speed on there makes more sense because of Poliante, what's up? And so speed makes more sense on like the big old platforms because you're running around. And then there's also like a new platform destruction power up, whereas like on this one it's just like sequential, start from like the beginning, middle, and then end, like from the the center going outwards. But the power up on the hot drops or hot trials is more like blowing up sections of the field.
Oh, okay.
So the power ups act a little different, but it's essentially the same concept, just a little different mechanic. That's all.
That's sick though. I'm excited. Is this playable right now
Yeah, you
or
actually go into the draft gallery if you want to
okay.
check out. That's a Dr. Bonka's version, but I am currently right now retrofitting it. I made a copy of it, and I'm retrofitting it to kind of look more like this experience. But
Gotcha.
I'm also, like I said, taking the opportunity to restructure how we're going to be displaying all the gears, because I feel like this year we're going to be ramping up on the gears, and I need more space and a better way to display them. So it's going to probably look more like Matrix, in that the loading room where like all those weapons and stuff come out, like
Yep.
it's gonna be like rows and rows of gears, kind of like that. That's
Sick.
kind of like what I'm imagining ish, but with that golden twist.
I was gonna say I imagine it'll be a little bit different than that with your little flair on it, but it'll be pretty awesome. Well, dude, this has been awesome. I think we did a good job of kind of highlighting everything that you got going on right now and a little bit of what you got coming up in the future to keep people coming back for more. Let's do
The giveaway.
the giveaway. How
I
should we do this?
have the list here. If you want, I can
Do you
send
want to
you
like
a
you
chat
could
with the
either
list and put doing the wheel of names.
yeah,
All right,
if it's easier if you you got it.
you see it?
Yeah. Beautiful. I'm gonna get these names and we're gonna go over here.
Yeah.
Boom. We're gonna pull up a wheel of names. Thank you everyone for being here, tuning in, and feeling. Yeah, I need to get my soundboard figured out. Oop, that didn't work right. Let's fiddle here. Okay, dink, dink, dink. While I'm getting this situated, do you want to just kind of do a little recap, let people know where they can follow you, how they can support you, kind of your little outro, and then we'll do the giveaway and we will say goodbye. Well, we'll say GG's and then we'll say goodbye.
Cool. Yeah. So I do stream on Twitch, Au24KAY on all socials. Primarily stream on Twitch, primarily very active on Twitter. I am on Instagram as well, but NFC community on Instagram really isn't that big. But yeah, so I primarily do a lot of things on Twitter. So, but yeah, G4 is out. G5 will be out next month. Probably. Hopefully, we can get through some of these gears. And yeah, we're just gonna be cranking through it. And Hot Trials will be out. I don't know when per se, because like they're ending their event like sometime at the end of this month. So I kind of want to catch the next Builders Challenge, or maybe towards the end of the Builder Challenge. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but I don't really want to. Yeah. Anyways, but just stay tuned. I'm working.
I feel you. You. You gotta have it released at the right time.
Yeah.
Dope. Well, everyone, make sure you go follow him wherever you are. Ideally, probably Twitter, like he was saying, and Twitch, Au24KAY. I took my screen down, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Why does it say remove? No, add. There we go. Dope. All right. Well, I got everyone's name in here now. And to recap on what the giveaway is, this is for a gear set. So a full gear set from the G4 collection or the Bulldog head, right?
Yep. Any full gear set or the Bulldog head from the G4 drop. Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, good luck, everybody who is on here. Looks like we got, I didn't count, plenty of y'all on here. Good luck and spin away after I shuffle. Boom. I was going to say, I need some sort of sound effect. There you go. Way packs.
Woo! Pox! Let's go.
Pox.
I got you, Pox.
GG. GG's in the chat. Congrats. If you are in here, what gear set do you have your eye on? You don't, this doesn't have to be your official answer, but I'm curious, what gear set are you leaning towards, Pax? We'll see we'll see if we get a response. But dude, awesome stuff. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm trying to stall to see if we get an answer. but this has been awesome, and like I was saying earlier, it's been really cool to kind of see your journey and see your pivots and everything that you've kind of been figuring out, and now you're getting into the game maker and you're building cool multiplayer experiences and kind of expanding your ecosystem and the availability for other people that maybe aren't able to tune into the Twitch streams, or maybe just don't watch Twitch very often, but they still want to be able to participate. So I think that's super dope that you're just kind of iterating and continuing to expand on what you are doing. So I'm super excited to continue to follow your journey, and hopefully everyone else that's tuning in feels the same and continues to support you along the way. I don't think we're gonna get an answer from
Mech Pilot line. All right, Pox, I got you. I'll send that here shortly.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, again, thank you for coming on, Kay, and thank you everyone in the chat for hanging out with us tonight. It has been a good one. If you got any last words, Kay, feel free to say them. Otherwise, we will say peace out.
Yeah, appreciate you. Yeah, G4 is out. Like I said, go check out the tweet that has all of the links there. I'm gonna drop the tweet real quick.
I was gonna say drop the tweet in the chat, and links are in the description if you're catching the replay.
And and also just like greatly appreciate you having me on. Like I said, I'm looking forward to being back with some new stuff, more gears, different games. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like whatever it is, I'm gonna put it out there.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night. I'm sure I'll see most of y'all on Twitch or somewhere like that in the near future. I'm trying to think of what I got going on. I got my SANDBOX stream tomorrow. I'm also gonna play Trendy Factory on stream tomorrow before my SANDBOX stream. So if you guys want to tune into that, check out Trendy Factory from Geekus. That's what we got going on this week.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
So yeah, he's got a cool little game, like a resource management style game that we're gonna check out. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I'm gonna put it on the loading screen. Let me know in the chat if you guys got anyone that I should raid, and I will send y'all over that way, and we will catch y'all on the next one.
Later.
Peace, guys.